Premier Equestrian is the leading provider of arena footing products in North America, featuring a full line of footing products to fit any budget. From home arenas to prestigious events, like Major League show jumping, Premier Equestrian is the company to rely on. Horse owners, trainers, and facility managers know the importance of good footing. It supports the safety and conditioning of their equine athletes. Premier Equestrian understands this too. Call us at 800-611-6109 or look us up at premierequestrian.com.
If time truly flies when you're having fun, the fall season and the Traverse City Tournament of Champions will be here before you know it.
Normal. Nice. You can roll with that. Or you can roll the dice. Be the brave and boldly go a different way. A different wave. It's the risk taken by the gamers, chasing the glimmers. We're the risk takers, the loud laughers, the grand Traverse Bay late night swimmers. It's about the destination. It's about the way. And at Turtle Creek Casino in Traverse City, life is a game, and this is how we play.
With NetJets, travel will always be personal. We do everything it takes to make every flight exceptional. Every single detail of your experience is personalized, just for you. As our standard is not just to meet our definition of perfection, it's to exceed yours.
The second stage of Major League show jumping for 2023, Traverse City.
Yes, out in the Great Lakes, on the bay here. It's a vacation destination, famous for everything, for its boating, for its wineries, for its golfing spots, and of course now for top-class show jumping.
Major League is in town this week, bringing a field of top-class athletes from all around the world.
Here in Traverse City, where they ran the very first of the Major League competitions back in 2021, the team class returns.
Team Eye Candy were the winners of the first leg in Vancouver. However, last year's season champions Team Helios suffered a crashing defeat, finishing in 8th place.
Eye Candy with very good form here in the Turtle Creek Casino and Hotel International Arena. But who was accommodating on the first stage?
Well, the Crusaders finished in 2nd place. They had a shaky season in 2022, but very much pulled things around for leg 1 this season. The Trailblazers as well, they finished in 3rd place with their extremely strong lineup, and they will be ones that many people will have an eye on once again.
But that was only the first stage. Behind us you can see all of the teams that are taking part. 8 teams in all as part of the team competition. Who will come out on top here in Traverse City, sail away with the title? Well, only one way to find out, and that is to join us, because this is Major League. Major League Show Jumping, the team competition, round 1. How does it work?
8 teams, 3 rounds, and only 1 winner.
Scoring in round 1 is based on faults and time. Faults mean a fence down. That's 4 faults for that. And individual rounds also get a time attached to it as well. So a faults and time score for each individual, but it's not an individual competition.
We have 3 riders per team and all 3 scores count. The best total combined score for each team is what will determine the order from round 1, and the best 4 go through to round 2.
The key is stay above the cut line. It's as simple as that to get into round 2. 4 in, 4 out. It's as simple as that. Good luck. Getting ready for the team competition for Major League Stage 2, and joining me is Carl Cook from Team Helios, 8th in Vancouver, Carl.
You know, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish.
Okay, so what about the team today?
We have a really good team, 3 great riders, 3 fast riders on competitive horses, so I think we have a really good shot.
It's you and who else?
It is me, Aaron Ballard, and Roberto Terran.
Now, who do you think is your biggest challenger today?
I would say Eye Candy. Again, 3 great riders that are fast, on horses they know, and horses that are fast.
Jessica Mendoza, Amy Miller, and Paul O'Shea.
Yep.
Who's the biggest danger there? Who's the assassin on the team?
On their team, they're all 3 of them are all, but that's what makes it a good team.
Podium, of course, is what we're looking for. Let's go to a team that you think also will be up there in the top 3.
I definitely think Spyco Spice could be there. 3 great riders on 3 horses that they know.
Good mix of youth and experience there with Lacey Gilbertson, Ashley Vogel, and Marge Engel. Trelawney Trailblazers as well look very strong.
Yes, 2 other horses did do the Grand Prix last night, so we'll see.
We will see. Have they got plenty in the tank? Join us for the team competition as we get underway here in Michigan.
Yes, welcome to Michigan indeed. Welcome to Traverse City, to Flint Fields Horse Park, and this stunning venue that's going to play host to the second leg of the Major League Show Jumping team competition. The sky is clear, the sun is shining, and we've got some fantastic horse and rider combinations to bring you in this fantastic team competition. I'll be joined by Ed Holloway, taking you through this competition. Ed, this is looking like a very exciting day once again, and leg 2 of this series of 10 events.
Good afternoon, Hannah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this will be wonderful. The weather, thankfully, is cleared. It was a deluge yesterday, and we are all set. 8 teams coming back to battle, and this is the order of God.
Yes, this is the order, of course, decided in the challenge that's always set to the teams. They can't just have their team order picked out of a hat. They've got to fight for the spots as well. So the Crusaders will be first to go. They're followed in by the Roadrunners. Team Helios, of course, last year's season champions. However, that team who had the unusual performance at leg 1 in Vancouver to finish 8th, they'll come in 3rd. The Trailblazers, a very strong team, one that many people are looking to with an extremely stacked lineup. They'll come in 4th. The Northern Lights, the Show Plus Northern Lights, will come in this arena 5th. The Spyco Spies follow them in, the team who were often the bridesmaid in 2022. Can they get a win here today? Team KPF comes in 7th place, and in pole position, coming into the ring in 8th place is Team Eye Candy. Of course, they were the winners in Vancouver, crucially getting themselves off to an absolutely flying start, Ed.
Yes, I must say they're a team to watch, and fielding Jessica Mendoza, Amy Miller, who jumped the jump off for them to win in Thunderbird, and Paul O'Shea will anchor the Trailblazers as well, and look very strong. Same team that went into 3rd place in Vancouver. Lily Keenan, Connor Swell and Dara Kenny is a mouth-watering list for them.
Absolutely, really mouth-watering list on those 2 teams, but plenty of big names to come. Let's take a little look around the course then. We have this big Oxer to start off with, the Major League Oxer there. Then they come down the ring. It's about 5 strides down there to fence 2. It's a right-handed turn then to the B&D Oxer, upright, excuse me, here. Very much up to height there, metre 50 in height. It's then a left curving line to the Cabana Coast Oxer at fence 4, metre 50 wide. And then they're turning left-handed once again. This is an interesting point in the course because they'll need to pick the most efficient line there. Then that will take them to fence 5, which is the Traverse City Oxer. That's another 5 strides down to a Unicorn upright. That could also be a tricky point to look out for before they then make their right-handed turn down to fence 7. Another upright there, very delicate. Then a 4 strides down to fence 8, which is an oxer there with a water tray underneath. Then we turn right-handed once again to then take them through the triple combination, 2 uprights and an oxer there. And then this is another key part where I saw plenty of riders taking a look at this line. They then make a real swing back around, a real turn back to the wall at fence 10. Left-handed then down this final line where we have the 11A and B, the oxer and upright there, before then the plank down the end at fence 12 to finish. But first, before we kick things off, we'll bring you the national anthem. This is sung by Oliver Boomer, who will be a sophomore this fall at the University of Michigan, but he is absolutely thrilled to be part of the horse show community this summer, continuing his BFA in musical theatre. Well, what a way to kick things off, just moments away from the first team coming into the ring, the Crusaders kicking things off for us. Of course, they placed second in Vancouver. That fantastic performance getting them off to a very good start. They had a little bit of a tricky season in 2022, so no doubt they'll be looking to capitalise on their success with that podium finish in Vancouver and build on that to get more points on their scorecard for today. But the Crusaders here today are represented by Grant Sager once again. He, of course, being on the team in Vancouver. This time, though, he rides Yogi FLP. Frida was his ride in Vancouver. Callie Schott comes forward as well with Garant. That's a combination who have been 5-star Grand Prix winners here in Traverse City in the past. And then finally, Hallie Grimes will come forward. She is a new rider to the teams and rides Marguerite de Mariposa. Grant Sager kicking things off for us. He has opted to be the pathfinder for not only his team, but this whole competition. Ed, I should think that would be quite a position of some pressure.
Yeah, not an easy role for Grant Sager. He jumped the crucial round in Thunderbird for their Team Silver, but the back end of this course, Hannah, is so difficult. Such tight turns out of the treble back to 10, and then another combination when the horse is getting a little bit tired later on is going to be really tough. We'll see how things go.
Grant Sager then is making a bold start here, safely over the first. Had just one fence down in the first round in Vancouver with Frida. And he was the rider selected for the gold medal jump off against Amy Miller as well. Lost that to Amy, but she is a fierce competitor. But he is
started a pretty good pace, hasn't he, Hannah? He's
yes,
not
very
messing
much so.
around out the doors, up and running.
So, of course, just to recap, you must stay above the cut line. That's the aim of the game in round one. You need to be one of the top 4 teams. So it is about faults and time, the team with the fewest faults and ideally the fastest time. So if 2 teams finish on a 4 and 1 team is faster over the cumulative time for the 3 riders, they would stay ahead. They must stay in the top 4. And Grant Sager has very much got an eye on the clock. He knows that that could be crucial.
Just 1 down into the treble. He just flattened. It's a very nice round from Grant Sager, but the clear round is going to be sadly elusive, but a great start to the team competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the 1 fence down and a time of 68.06. The time allowed here is 83 seconds. So we'll just confirm that for you just to make sure that that is, because that would make Grant Sager really quite exceptionally fast. But what a way to kick things off. Just the 1 down in the first round in Vancouver. And here again, just the 1 down. But it's a strong start to let Callie Schott try to shine as well in this arena that has been a really happy hunting ground for her and Garant.
They won their first ever 5-star Grand Prix here last year. The Major League Grand Prix went to this pair. One number 191, Callie Schott, is on course. She was out for much of 2021 with shoulder surgery and a University of Kentucky graduate. This is a great horse that BZ Madden, where Callie worked for some years, produced at top level.
Yeah, it was an amazing performance to win that Grand Prix here. She was just absolutely over the moon, and it was a tricky, tricky competition, very competitive, as these competitions at Traverse City Horse Shows often are. She gets quite deep there to the Oxer, but Garant very much still picking up very well for her. Again, she's going quite boldly into the triple combination here.
Yeah, this is a wonderful horse. He's a really an attacking, aggressive type of an athlete. He's very, very hot-headed, but Callie Schott going beautifully.
Well, safely there, down that final line, safely over the last 73.28 on the clock for Callie Schott, but she does get the clear. It's just going to be the 4 for now to count for the team, and Hallie Grimes will be their final rider. Remember as well that all scores count. We don't have any drop score in the Major League Show Jumping team competition, so all 3 scores count, but they're still on the 4, which I think could prove pretty competitive here. So Hallie Grimes now with Marguerite de Mariposa, another rider who is new to the team competition, new for this year, and no doubt she'll be looking to make her mark.
Yes, young gun at 21 years of age. This horse produced by Jérôme and Patricia Gary in Belgium. Not long together. They've been together since just June of this year. But this is a very happy hunting ground for Hallie. She won her first Grand Prix here mid-June. That was a Traverse City National Grand Prix, the $30,000 prize.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see the Crusaders coming out very strong, coming out very bold as well. They are really looking to get things off to a flying start with that tricky season last year in mind. She makes a very good turn back to the wall there.
Yeah, and if they can stay on 4 here, Hannah, that would still be competitive. Let's bear in mind there's no discard score. 4 is still a very good, 3 aggregate score. Now another one goes.
Yes, another fence down then, 1 for Callie Schott and Marguerite de Mariposa. But it's a total score of 8. Her time was 70.28 seconds. The time allowed, we have confirmed, is 76 seconds. So that tells you how fast Grant Sager was as well. So 2:11.62, that's their combined time. That's the number that you see on the right-hand side of your graphic, on the right-hand side of your screen. So it's going to be 8 for the Crusaders, and those times looked pretty quick.
Yeah, they did. You've got to feel a little bit for the Crusaders. I think Hallie Grimes was a slice unlucky for that second rail for their team, but a good effort. She's a young gun and a huge future.
Huge future indeed. Well, it's the turn of the Roadrunners next. They are represented today by Adrian Sternlicht, Zoom Gallagher and Daniel Coyle. So we have two riders here who were on the team in Vancouver, those being Zoom Gallagher and Daniel Coyle. Zoom rides the same horse and Daniel makes a horse change, but another very strong lineup here. Adrian Sternlicht is going to be the pathfinder for them. She rides Auriga van het Zuid Pajottenland. Roadrunners, of course, have their home venue at the end of the season in California. Adrian again comes onto the team this year. She was not on a team in 2022, much like Zoom Gallagher.
This lady, a wealth of experience. She's world number 229, 2 world championships. She was in Herning and in Tryon with the wonderful Crystalline, the horse that Chris Chugg produced, and Team Gold at home in Tryon's Worlds in 2018. 9-year-old only, Hannah, young mare for this big team competition.
Yeah, very much so. It certainly shows the faith that Adrienne has in this horse, really demonstrates that she believes in the horse and really thinks that the step up to this level is coming at the right time. Many of these fences are really up to height. When you walk the course, you know, certainly the heights and also the widths of the fences is what particularly strikes you, and actually the Oxford that she's just jumped is really very much up to the maximum width.
And not a dissimilar type of horse to Crystalline either, who was again a rubber ball and a real athlete. Similar model of horse for Adrian Sternlicht, and they're going very well here.
Again, a good smooth turn back to the wall. That's what they need as well, isn't it? They need to not be wasting any time there. Sometimes it's better to keep the pace up rather than take a tighter and tighter line. But what a way to get going for Adrian Sternlicht. A fantastic first appearance on the team competition. Gets the clear. Look at the height she gets over some of these fences as well. Fantastic scope from Auriga.
Yes, some athletes, and that's a brilliant clear round to get the Roadrunners up and running beautifully. Forgive the pun, 9 years of age, that's a big performance.
Certainly a big performance for that combination. Zoom Gallagher, though, comes next, riding Indigo van der Mugenhoek. This was a combination that we saw on the team in Vancouver. Jumped clear in round 1 and just had a fence down in the second round. So certainly got to a good start in our first leg. Now here with our first trip to America. I'm sure she'll be looking for the same again, bearing in mind that the Crusaders are on a score of 8, and it's difficult to know at this early stage what the competitive scores will be. Sadly, she takes down fence 2.
Yes, rocky start for Zoom Gallagher out of Carlsbad in California. She's based at TriStar Farms in Del Mar. Her 6th year international show jumping, Hannah, and she's having a rough start.
Yeah, this is not the start that she would have wanted, and no doubt her teammates will be on the sidelines watching this keenly as well, because with no drop score, 8 penalties really soon starts to rack up, and it starts to put the pressure on their final rider as well. Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, this is really tough for Zoom Gallagher. This is the unforgiving nature of this format, but it's what it makes it so compelling, Hannah. That is what I think we all love about Major League. This, you know, no drop score is fascinating, but it's heartbreaking in these sort of situations.
Yeah, absolutely. It does make things certainly very dramatic, and here we have Zoom not having the day that she wanted. What a shame. That really is hard lines, and I think, you know, coming to the swan fence, that was really where it all started to unravel. She did very well to get through some of those, but unfortunately once that has happened, that's game over, unfortunately. So an elimination for Zoom Gallagher, and unfortunately with the teams needing to have 3 scores count, it will be elimination for the team. Daniel Coyle will still come forward next. He's ready to jump, and so he's going to give this course a go. A Quinton is his ride today.
Yes, Daniel Coyle sadly cannot remedy that unfortunate elimination. Well, number 18, though, we will be delighted to see him. He's in great form. 5-star win in Aachen with his top horse Legacy. Recently nominated Hannah for the European Show Jump Championships for the Irish. And second in the Grand Prix in Rotterdam again with Legacy. Quintin is on course for Daniel Coyle.
Yes, absolutely a rider who's very much on form. Has some fantastic results recently. As you say, is just continuing to climb the rankings. Interesting to see him in action here with Quintin as well. This is a horse that he's been jumping at Spruce Meadows, and he's actually had 15 top 10 finishes already with this horse. It's a horse that he's been riding since November of last year. It was a ride that came from Hyde Moffat.
Yeah, there are some really good Irishmen on display this afternoon. We'll see a lot of their team that will go to the San Siro Stadium at the end of August for the European Champs, all competing leg 2 of the Major League Show Jumping Series. Great turn, very, very sharp.
Very tightly back there. Oh, what a pity. I think just got a little long going through the double combination, and that's very clever designing from our course design team. Course designer is Marina Azevedo of Brazil, and she sets a technical challenge right at the end of the course there, which really tests the stamina and the fitness to be able to keep the accuracy later down the line in the course. But Daniel Coyle then just picks up the 1 pole. It's 4, but unfortunately the elimination for Zoom Gallagher gives them an elimination overall. What a shame. So the Roadrunners finished in 4th place in Vancouver. This is not the result they would have wanted.
But already interesting starting to think of where the cut line will be, Hannah, because that 8 of the Crusaders looking quite good to me when you think how good Daniel Coyle was going to have problems. Just shows how hard the end of the course is.
Yeah, absolutely. There are certainly a few good places around the course where you really need to look at the questions being asked, and certainly some very technical parts. You know, the rollback to fence 10 and then that technical line down the end is causing problems already. So we see Team Helios come forward now. Helios, of course, who were the winners of the last season, with that pretty runaway success for them. Fantastic number of wins. They in fact won this leg last year and won the first 3 in a row. Not having the start they would have wanted, 8th in Vancouver, but we heard Carl Cook earlier say that they're aiming for the win, and Roberto Tafur of Colombia is kicking things off for them with BP Wakita. He's off to a pretty quick start once again.
Season campaigner Roberto, Tokyo Olympian with Des Uchtov, World Games in 2014, and last year in Herning, great turn. He makes the Oxa, who is the Central American and Caribbean double gold medal winner. That was with Oklahoma in 2014. Got off to a beautiful start. This is an Irish sport horse mare that Greg Broderick produced, BP Wakita.
He is really keeping a foot to the floor. Quick through the triple combination. It'd be interesting to see how tightly he takes this turn. Now he's going a bit wider but keeping the pace up.
Quickest round so far, that of Grant Seeger. He had one down though, 68.06 was the quickest round we've seen so far here at Traverse City. But this is very, very, very quick.
I think unfortunately Roberto has had a brick out of the wall. What a pity, but so fast there, 66.79. That's now, that's our second fastest round. Daniel Coyle was even quicker, but 66.79. Team Helios have got off to a very fast start, and just 1 pole dropped for Roberto Taran. Team Helios, of course, led by their team manager, Ashley Bond, who I'm sure will be keenly watching.
And Ashley, who just secured the Olympic qualification just last weekend in Prague for the Olympics in Paris with Israel. That was a great success for her and the Israeli team.
Erin Ballard then comes next. Again, now this is another combination that we had in Vancouver. Erin's riding a Narcotique Van Het Dingensoff.
Yes, Erin had a very good time with us in Thunderbird. She was also 4th in the Grand Prix with Gakir, a World Games partner from Herning last year.
Yes, able to get the clear in round one for Team Helios. In fact, hers was the best performance. Her teammates had a 4 faulting round and an 8 faulting round in Thunderbird Show Park in Vancouver. Erin getting the clear. She's got a fantastic string of horses at the moment. You mentioned Gakir, and certainly Narcotique is another one of them. She's got some lovely up-and-coming horses as well, likes of Game Over. Very eye-catching.
Travelling, Hannah, I think, as if to say that maybe 4 or 8 will be enough, and she wants to be quick.
Yes, absolutely. Team Helios know all too well how important the time is. Oh, what a shame, another fence down. And actually, for the Crusaders to go out so quickly, that is looking like a very, very smart move indeed, because their 8 is suddenly looking pretty competitive, and their fast time will have them in an even better position. It's 2 down for Erin Ballard now, though. 2 down, and she does fly the last. The time is quick once again. It's a time of 69.36. The time allowed is proving to be no problem at all for these riders. They are miles inside the time allowed, which is 76 seconds. But it's 2 down, crucially, for Erin Ballard. All scores counting, so you now see Team Helios sit on a total score of 12. 12 was their score in round 1 in Vancouver, and it did see them finish in 8th place.
The anchorman for Helios comes forward, and he's ascending the world rankings at an astonishing pace. He's now world number 46, and this is an incredible new ride. Caracol de la Roque, world championship partner of Julien Paillard last year. And with Julien before the sale, Hannah won the World Cup and the Grand Prix at Lyon, the 5-star show in France, won the World Cup in Madrid. And Carl Cook has already had 3 wins with this brilliant mare already. Caracol de la Roque for Carl Cook.
Yes, absolutely fantastic horse with what an amazing record, as you say. And now with Carl Cook in the saddle is sure to be a really eye-catching combination as well. He's an experienced rider, an experienced horse. And, you know, it just goes to show as well, the riders are really bringing out their best horses for this team competition. They really want to do well, and Helios is so competitive. They really, really want to be, well, on the podium, but things are looking tricky so far.
And I think as well a combination that will be aiming for the Olympics next year in Paris. This is a US team pair, I think, in the making.
Yeah, certainly ones to have on your radar for championships coming up. Carl is such a quick rider. Of course, he was the winner of the 5-star Grand Prix at the Desert International Horse Park at the finals of Major League Show Jumping last year. That was with his other mare, Kalinka. Oh, that's a great turn back as well. He is so quick. Riding this like a speed class. And gets the job done. Carl Cook. It's not as fast a time as I was anticipating, actually, 67.44, but it's absolutely what they needed. They get the clear, and so Team Helios will remain on that score of 12, but all they can do now is wait and watch the teams coming up. They don't know what the next 5 teams will do, and this is the problem with going early. You have to stick to your team decision, you have to stick to your strategy, but you haven't had the benefit of seeing how the course rides. You haven't had the benefit of seeing what the other teams have done. It's a tricky position. Team Helios will no doubt be watching with bated breath. But it's the turn of the Trailblazers. Next, the team who finished in 3rd place in Vancouver. Fielding here, Lily Keenan, Connor Swale and Dara Kenny. This is the exact same team of riders that they had in Vancouver, and they're actually the only team to do that here today. We have rider or horse changes from all the other teams. Lily also rode this horse in Vancouver. This is Agana van het Garandel Z. Horse changes from leg 1 for Connor Swale and Dara Kenny. But a very, very strong team indeed. All of these riders are really up there in the world rankings, all in the top 30, I believe. And the Trailblazers, they are a team this year that many people are looking at with an extremely strong lineup, but no doubt they'll be hoping to build on their opening podium finish.
Yes, here we go. This a team hot favourites. Lily Keenan gets away. She won a Grand Prix at Spruce Meadows in mid-June with Faster. She had her very first five-star Grand Prix win with us in Monterey on the Major League November last year. And this horse that won her very first World Cup, South Point, Las Vegas, Hannah, mid-November last year. So Agana Van Garendal is on course, going well as you'd expect from Lily Keenan.
Yeah, jumping very well. Lily, a very accurate rider and one who is so eye-catching in these competitions. She was also in the jump-off and on the podium in Vancouver.
An interesting, Hannah, hearing Lily interviewed at Thunderbird. She said she credited the Major League for her rise up the world rankings exclusively, pretty much. It was a really huge bit of praise to our brilliant hosts here, Kian White and Matt Morrissey.
Yes, absolutely. It really gives riders such a great opportunity to compete at the five-star level. It's really opened the door to being able to rise up the ranks, rise up the world rankings as well, with more opportunities to jump at this very top level. But look at that result. Lily Keenan getting the clear for the Trailblazers. What a brilliant performance. I mean, a very experienced combination, a very talented combination. But it's great to get that on the board. Clear for rider one.
Yes, what to start with. Connor Swell and Dara Kenny following in Lily's footsteps. It's a brilliant start with the calibre of those two men to come right now.
Connor Swales already had a win here this week. That was with Theo 160. And this man just keeps getting more and more top results, more and more podium finishes. Dara Kenny actually has also already had a win here. He was the winner of our Grand Prix qualifying class last night. So these riders are very much on form. Connor Swale chooses Castorano here. He was riding Theo in Vancouver, and he was the winner of that bronze medal jump-off. Jumped against Caitlin Campbell of the Roadrunners to clinch the third place for them. But Connor's been a brilliant rider on the team competitions. He was on Team Eye Candy last year and helped them to 4 podium finishes in 2022.
The man from Saintfield, County Down, world number 10, is continuing this brilliant run for the Trelawney Trailblazers. He's clear, halfway stage, looking very comfortable. It's a new ride for him this year.
Connor's so accurate with his riding and just absolutely so straight through the triple combination. Another very good turn back here. Interestingly, in 2022, he actually jumped 8 clear rounds for the team when he was on the Eye Candy team. 4 were on sand and 4 were on grass. So goes to show you the versatility of this rider as well. But again, great performance. A little bit slower, but at this stage, I think the Trelawney Trailblazers have had a bit of a chance to see the first 3 teams go, and it looks like they're aiming for the clears. So nothing to add for Connor Swale.
It was simply ice cold, and I think, yes, they've made a calculated team decision, haven't they, just to go for a clear round and trust the course this afternoon will cause enough bother that they'll qualify with a clear. That would be enough. I think that's a measured decision they've taken.
Yeah, very much so. It's the benefit of being later on in the order. Can't call it a draw because they have had to battle for their place. Dara Kenny then with Chic Chic. This horse has had some fantastic results for Dara. Very impressive combination. He chose to ride Vancouver Dreams in Vancouver and of course helping the team to that 3rd place finish. But he came onto the Trailblazers for the second half of the year in 2022 and very much made his mark. In fact, jumped 6 clears for the team last year. 2 of those were with his other ride Rockstar, or another of his rides Rockstar, and 4 were with Chic Chic. So this combination has got a fantastic record of jumping the clears for the team.
Yeah, this is world class again from Dara Kenny. His first trip to Traverse City over the weeks. He won the 2-star Grand Prix here a couple of weeks ago. He's having a great time. Loving the show here. Top quality. And again, like Connor Swell, it's in the very same mould. It's ice cold. It's brilliant.
always a great rider to watch in action, always very efficient. But there we go, that's how it's done. The Trelawney Trailblazers, what a performance from them. They are the only team so far to keep a clean sheet, and I would think that will be very, very competitive indeed. Nothing to add at all. Crusaders being their nearest rivals at the moment on the 8. Team Helios in 3rd place. The Roadrunners, sadly, with their elimination, do sit in 4th, but they will be at the bottom of the pile as it stands. So, 4 teams have gone. We are halfway through round 1 and 4 teams remain. Now we start to see people dropping below the cut line. Show Plus Northern Lights will be the next team to tackle this tricky course. They are represented by 3 Canadian riders, Nicole Walker, Ali Ramsey and Sean Jobin. And the Northern Lights finished in 6th place in Vancouver. Nicole Walker and Ali Ramsey were on the team there. Nicole also riding this horse on our first leg, this horse being a Tout de Trempe. She jumped clear in Vancouver, so we will be hoping that she can do the same again. Great jump at the first.
Nicole Walker was the Canadian champion 2018. She started riding at 6 years of age. Pan Americans in 2019. Very good turn back to the brown-white vertical. Then arcs out of the Cabana Coast Oxer. 13 years of age. Big, powerful chestnut Hannah has made a brilliant start.
Very boldly ridden down that line by Nicole. Of course, this being a very different arena to the one that we saw in Vancouver. Different surface, of course, but it's actually quite a large arena here as well. We, of course, move to a much smaller arena, and an entirely different question when we go to Toronto in our 2nd leg. But they do have to contend with different surfaces, different sizes of arenas, different times of day. They've got to be adaptable on the Major League Show Jumping series. And Nicole Walker is coming very boldly down this last line. She's really riding this very strongly.
And it's quick, it's really quick.
Super quick. It's 67.28 on the clock, and it is another clear round. Nicole Walker keeps her fantastic record in this team competition.
And interesting looking at, sorry Hannah, the times of the Trailblazers, quicker than any of their clear round times, so really competitive to get Northern Lights' campaign started.
Yes, extremely competitive. I was just going to say that it was her first team appearance in Vancouver, and so to be able to get 2 clears in her 2 first appearances on the team competition is really something. Ali Ramsey comes next with Bonita Van Het Kaisershof Z. Ali jumped really well in Vancouver. Did fantastically well in the qualifier, the Grand Prix qualifier. She had a pole down in the team competition, but that was with Conrado. Here she rides Bonita as a Van Het Kaisershof, as I say.
And this is a fast start. She hasn't put her foot down, but she's cutting some very tight turns here early doors. Ali Ramsey trying to add to that great clear of Nicole Walker.
The Northern Lights are a team who really know something about the time being important in this competition. They finished in 5th place in 3 competitions in 2022, and they missed out 2 or 3 times by being slower, but on the same penalties as the team in 4th place. It's just really agonizing. It really was the time that kept catching this team out. But Ali Ramsey's getting things off to a faster start, setting the scene for the rest of the season, let's hope. But it's another clear. Show Plus Northern Lights get another clear round. It's going to be down to Sean Jobin to keep them on that score, but if he can,
They'll stay near the top of the tree, if not at the top, with the Trelawney Trailblazers. 67.9 is the time for Ali.
And not quite as quick as Nicole Walker, but again, quicker than any of the Trelawney Trailblazers. So if there was a sudden flurry of clear rounds, Hannah, Northern Lights would again have the advantage over the clear rounds so far.
Indeed, they would. Sean Jobin then is the third rider for the team, and he will be hoping to keep them on a clean sheet, but he's had a rattle at the first. Darius is the horse for him. Jumped at 9 legs in 2022, which was more than any other rider. Jumped 3 clears, and he was on the team for their one and only podium finish in 2022, but a really key rider for the team, real anchor for them in 2022. Again, he's had a few rattles, and now, yeah, a late falling pole there gives Sean the 4.
He's a rider in a very good vein of form. He's had Grand Prix wins at Tryon in late July, one in mid-June. World Equestrian Centre down in Florida. One of his Foxtrot Farms bases is down in Florida near the WEC. But yeah, one down, unfortunate for the Northern Lights.
Safely over the final fence. The 4 as a team score could still be competitive. Sean Jobin just drops the 1 pole, keeps the Show Plus Northern Lights on the 4, and they slot into second place for now. The Roadrunners drop below the cut line as we would have anticipated. Team Helios are in 4th. They are in a dangerous position. Their score is 12. The prediction of Carl Cook that they'd be the winners this week might prove tricky to achieve at this stage. Onwards though to our 6th team in. This is the Spy Coast Spies. Their team is made up of Lacey Gilbertson, Ashley Vogel and Margie Goldstein-Engel. A really impressive team lineup here, and the Spy Coast Spies have a fantastic combination of both established riders and new talent. Lacey Gilbertson is very much one of those young talents. She had an unbelievable season in Major League Show Jumping team competition in 2022. She jumped 10 clear rounds out of 13 rounds jumped, which was more clear rounds jumped in terms of numbers, in terms of actual rounds, than any other rider last year. She was also on the Spy Coast Spies for all 5 of their podium finishes, all of those being second places. So the Spy Coast Spies in 2022 were rather the bridesmaids, and I'm sure they would love a win. They did everything they could to get a win last year, but they are competitive, and with that in mind, they are hungry for a win.
Lacey Gilbertson from the Windy City, Chicago, started riding at 6 years of age. She only started show jumping though at 15. Started internationally some time later in 2015. Trained by Shane Sweetnam, and she's off to a very good start. This ride from Thunderbird, 10-year-old Damsel Saint-Hermel.
Oh, what a pity. That was really unlucky. You do need to ride that line quite boldly. It's quite a forward distance down there. Oh, what a shame, having the final fence of the triple combination as well. Oh, now a brick out of the wall. Oh, this is very unusual for this combination. That's very unusual indeed. But good to the last. It's going to be a score of 16 for Lacey Gilbertson. That is such a shame. I'm sure she'll be really disappointed with that, but particularly because that is not the performance that we've come to expect from this combination. It's really uncharacteristic, and a score of 16. I mean, they can't be above the cut line now. You know, they're in 5th. It's game over for the Spy Coast Spies.
And with only 2 more teams to come, Hannah, I think it means pretty much we're guaranteed the Trailblazers will be qualified and Northern Lights on clear in 4. I think that is now done and dusted.
Yes, absolutely. Even if Team KPF and iCandy go for incredibly fast clears, we'll still have the Trailblazers and the Northern Lights in round 2. They will stay above the cut line. They will go through. But this is when this competition, it starts to hot up, but it starts to get dramatic as well. Spy Coast Spies still jumping to complete the competition, but no top 4 finish for them. It's Ashley Vogel now with Birdie Do Tho. Of course, she owns, that has been competed by Shane Sweetnam as well. Ashley new to the team for this year.
Yes, an interesting name because the Duteau suffix reminded me of a very good event horse, Samurai Duteau, who's Julia Kravsky's former Olympic horse, and the same élevage in Normandy, both Birdie and Samurai, top event horse from the lovely stud in Normandy. So that's an interesting link.
Perhaps with that sort of breeding, we would hope that Birdie Dutho has got the stamina as well, because it's proving that that's something that you need around this course. Of course, designed by Marina Azevedo, and she's set lots of questions and technical challenges, particularly at the back end of the course. Looking good so far here.
Yes, Ashley Vogel at just 22, gaining great mileage on the Major League circuits. Comes down to the last fence with Berthu Duteau. Good round. Sadly, it's going to be in vain, Hannah, but it's a very good round for her.
Absolutely, it's a fantastic round for her. The music goes off to celebrate that clear round, but it's a little bit bittersweet, as you say, because it's a good clear for Ashley, but she cannot help her team into the top 4. There's nothing more that can be done. An icon of the sport comes forward now. This is Margie Goldstein-Engel. She is riding Jack of Hearts here today. She jumped on the team last year as well. Had a 78% clear round rate. It was 7 out of 9 clear rounds jumped last year. Last year she jumped Decas and Royce, so new choice for her for the team competition, riding Jack of Hearts, but another quite typical Margie horse here.
Yes, this lady, quite extraordinary career. Sydney Olympian, 65 years of age. John Whittaker just won the Nations Cup with Britain at Hickstead. He turned 68, I think, next week, John, so quite extraordinary what they're doing. This horse came from Norway, from Stein Endresen, got deep into the Oxa, but Margie still clear.
She really had to ride for it there, but she certainly got away with it. She is just an amazing lady to watch. But as you say, that's the beauty of show jumping. There is no barrier to age, men and women competing on an equal playing field as well. It's one of the things that makes our sport so unique.
Margie's won over 220 Grand Prix, quite extraordinary, from Miami, Florida initially. Still clear, Jack of Hearts, bricks his ears down to the double, through there as well.
Well, look at that. The crowd in Traverse City are very appreciative of Margie Goldstein-Engel's round. It's a brilliant clear, fantastically done, but just unfortunately, the 16 from Lacey Gilbertson is going to keep them below the cut line. It's just agonizing for them.
Now that is the point about Major League. It really sits on a knife edge. It can be in your hand and suddenly disappear down the precipice. It's really critical every round, every pole, Hannah, and that's sad. Yeah, 16 for the Spy Coast Spies, anchors them and hampers them on leg 2.
Well, they did have some fantastic results in 2022, those 5 second place finishes, quite incredibly, but it's not to be yet this year for them. A 5th place finish in Vancouver, and it'll in the bottom 4 once again here today. Team KPF are the penultimate team that will be bringing you in round 1. It just moves so quickly, this competition. Team KPF represented here this afternoon by Thomas Joffre of Argentina, by Mimi Goshman of the USA, and by Audrey Schultz, also of the USA. So once again, we have an amazing combination of established talent and young up-and-coming talent. You know, Mimi Goshman is just an outstanding young lady, and well in so many top-level competitions. She's jumped in many 5-star competitions already in her young career and clinched the bronze medal at the Youth Olympic Games. Thomas Joffre, though, is kicking things off. He's out of the gate first for Team KPF, riding Cardora. This is a team that fields an entirely new lineup from Vancouver, and they are the only team to do so.
We've got a clear, we've got a 4 penalty score, we've got an 8 of the Crusaders, so Team KPF would need 8 or better. And if they were to have 8, 2:11.62 is the time they must beat. Thomas Joffre, 32 years of age. He started jumping in 2013, and he had his first Grand Prix win here at Traverse City in September of 21. That was a 2-star Grand Prix with this horse, Cardora.
Thomas rode on the Spy Coast Spies for one appearance in 2022. That was in Toronto. Didn't quite go his way there, so hoping to make his mark for Team KPF. Of course, led by Kent Farrington. Takes down the A element in the triple combination. I think he's the first person we've seen to have that fence.
This mare, she's very good. She was 5th in the Major League Grand Prix here last year as well. They could stay at 4, give themselves 1 fence in hand, and they've got to be quicker than 2:11. They're going to have 8. Now the last goes as well, Hannah. That could be very costly.
Oof, yes, absolutely costly indeed for Thomas Joffre. It's 12. 12, of course, is the total score for Team Helios, who are just clinging on there in 4th place. Team KPF now need 2 fast clears if they're going to get into that 4th spot, if they're going to knock Team Helios below the cut line. But they have 2 ladies who are going to try their very best to do just that. Mimi Gochman is in next with Cosmos BH. She has got an impressive string of horses, and she is just such a talented young lady. Really has a very measured and very mature approach. Trains with Dara Kenny as of this year.
And bearing in mind she's 19 and already into the world's top 100 at 99 in the world, which is quite extraordinary, under 20 years of age.
The top 3 teams we now know will be safe. That's the Trailblazers, the Show Plus Northern Lights, and the Crusaders. Oh, what a way to kick off her career in the Major League show jumping team competition. Mimi Gochman just shows us how it's done. She gets the clear. She keeps Team KPF on the 12. And we did say that they need some fast clears. Hers not the fastest that we've seen. It's a time of 70.43 seconds.
Yeah, this is the problem for KPF, that Helios with the 12 was so quick at 2:03. That has put them out in a very hard position to beat, I think.
Yes, absolutely. Very difficult indeed. Audrey Schultz will be the final rider, trying to get Team KPF into the top 4. She rides Darkito. And again, new rider for this year and on this entirely fresh squad for leg 2.
She's a massive talent at 20 from Saddle River, New Jersey. Her 3rd season show jumping internationally only. Her first Grand Prix win was at Ottawa's Wesley Clover Parks, August of last year. With this horse, she won the Under-25 Grand Prix in Wellington with him as well. January this year, Quito still clear, ridden by Andrew Bournes up into July of last year.
Well, Audrey needs to get a foot on the gas here, because in order to keep Team KPF ahead of Team Helios, she does need to be clear, but she needs to be faster than 58.85 seconds, which would be quite some undertaking. The fastest time we've had so far was 66.79. Oh no. Oh, what a shame. Picks up the 4 for the refusal. Audrey perhaps feeling the pressure here.
Yeah, really tall order, and at 20 years of age, not an easy position to come into this cauldron of an atmosphere here for leg 2 of the Major League show jumping for this year. She's a very cool customer, Audrey Schultz. Going to come home with a good survival round, Hannah. Problems at the end of the course.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely the way to look at it, actually, Ed. That it really was a good survival round. You know, this could have really gone wrong for her, but she made sure to get the job done. She did pick up 19 penalties, which includes her time penalties there as well. Her time was 90.61 seconds, and so it gives a team total for Team KPF of 31, and it's game over for them as well. They sit in 6th at the moment. But Team Eye Candy, the winners of leg 1, and this ever competitive team are in pole position. They are the last to go. What a team they have here today. Jessica Mendoza, who's new to the team for 2023, but very much made her mark in Vancouver. She'll be first to go with 007 de l'Equipe. This is the horse that she rode in Vancouver, helping the team to the win. She'll be followed in by Amy Miller, of course, the another rider on that winning team at our previous leg, and by Paul O'Shea. Something is amiss here, though, for Jessica Mendoza.
Yes, let's hope that was not penalised, because the door is wide open for Eye Candy. They need to have a score better than 12. If they do have 12, it's got to be 2:03.59 seconds or quicker. I think she's got away with that unpenalised, but I'm not totally certain, Hannah.
Yeah, how unusual. This is not what we would have expected from this combination, but as you say, we hope that it was before the start gates. But we will find out. We'll keep you updated on that.
But 007 de l'Equipe, distracted from his job, has his first blemish. 4 penalties for Jessica Mendoza. Well, number 217, nominated again for the British team for the Europeans in Milan in about just under 3 weeks' time. Another, oh my word.
Oh,
it's gone.
Me.
It's gone. It's 4 down.
It's game over for Team Eye Candy. They cannot be in the top 4 now, and Helios have scraped in there. Oh, Jessica, this is not her day.
Twists and turns, extraordinary, aren't they? I mean, the door is wide open for the team.
It's just unbelievable, isn't it? Because, you know, she jumped a double clear in Vancouver. She was an unbelievable competitor there. Eye Candy were the runaway success in Vancouver, but here looks like she's retiring. Yes, indeed she has. She's retired. Oh dear me, so that's not at all what Team Eye Candy would want. Retiring for Jessica Mendoza means that they will also not have 3 counting scores, and so Eye Candy will also be at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, this is a heap of salt in the open wound of Eye Candy, needing 12 only to qualify, and that is really disappointing. Winners in Thunderbird have had a real shocker here in Traverse City. Unbelievable, the twists and turns this afternoon.
I'm just gutted for them because it's been, you know, what a build up to this competition, and what an outstanding lineup they've put together here once again. Amy Miller now comes forward with Cristiano. She trusts this horse so well. He's just been a fantastic campaigner for her. She was the rider that won the gold medal jump off for them at Thunderbird Show Park in our first leg. She's going to go for a good round anyway, but Team Eye Candy will not be going through to round 2. So in fact, we have the top 4 set. They will jump in reverse order of placings in round 2. So Team Helios will be first out, followed by the Crusaders, and then the Show Plus Northern Lights, and then the Trelawney Trailblazers. It's a really interesting lineup, and I'm not sure that I would have predicted that.
No, it's had us right on the edge of our seats this afternoon here in Michigan. Amy Miller is going to come home with a restorative clear round to try and, well, give the team something to walk away, heads held high. Clear round for Cristiano.
Clear for Cristiano and Amy Miller, 65 and 31.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great performance from Amy, but you can see the disappointment on her face. You know, she loves jumping in these team competitions. She always says what a fantastic team camaraderie they've got among Team Eye Candy, and you know, their team owner and manager Erica Hatfield is such a fantastic supporter of the sport and such a competitive lady. She's always keen for Eye Candy to do well. It's just not their day today. Paul O'Shea, though, was a real stalwart for Team Eye Candy in 2022, and he is going to be their final rider out with Squirt Gun. Squirt Gun was the horse he campaigned for Eye Candy in 2022, a 57% clear round rate. But yeah, really, you know, anchorman for the team, if you like. Paul and Amy were very much the anchors of the team.
Paul O'Shea, you know, it looks like he's put the team's troubles right out of his mind, Hannah. He's having a cut here. Won the winning round at Thunderbird with Squirt Gun late May in Canada from Kildemo in Ireland initially. Was with Rolfion Bankston as a groom at 18 years of age. He's having a real cut at this, whatever the team standings are.
Yeah, you just really feel for Eye Candy. You know, these we have 3 legs in August alone, and it's such a great opportunity to pick up the points and get a little way ahead of some of the other teams in the field. Paul O'Shea, brilliant performance, fantastic clear round for him with Squirt Gun. But the overall team result is less good, unfortunately. 62.5 seconds was Paul O'Shea's time as well. That was the fastest we've seen by a very long way. What an incredible time. However, it's going to be a tricky day for 4 of the teams. We have our top 4. So Stephen Wild is going to take us through the results for this. He's going to let us know what the situation is.
Yes, thank you very much to the team. And yes, an interesting first round, because we've seen the team leaders in terms of the championship. Okay, 1 stage only completed, but Eye Candy, I'm afraid, are not taking part in round 2. How are the teams that are? Trailblazers, though, Trelawney Trailblazers, number 3 in the championship at the early stages, will go last because we go in reverse order. Trailblazers are through, and the Northern Lights are through. The Show Plus Northern Lights, that's good for them. They're 6th in the championship, a good step up early on. Helios just hold on by the skin of their teeth as well to go into that next round as well. And Helios, remember, the championship leaders last time around. But this year, that first stage for them did not go well. They finished into 8th place. They were last, basically. But they have a chance to pull up some big points here against iCandy. And the Crusaders, they have a very good record as a team here at Traverse City. Second in the championship so far, also in there. So it'll be Troy Trailblazers going last. We've got Show Plus Northern Lights in there. Helios and Crusaders looking to take home the trophies.
Grass River Natural Area. With 7 miles of trails, including 1.5 miles of boardwalk, Grass River Natural Area is one of northern Michigan's most beloved wild places. Come paddle the peaceful Grass River, hike, snowshoe, or ski the trails, or discover something new at one of our many educational programs. Grass River Natural Area. Yours to explore, yours to protect.
It was a great start for iCandy. Part of our team has been together a long time, and we have great team synergy. We got some new fun people on the team, and we all tried hard, and it worked out. Coming off of winning the first one is very motivating. Yeah, it was amazing riding with the 2 new girls, and I love an all-female team, so that was a fun opportunity. And you know, we just worked really well together, and everyone did their job, and everyone came ready to play. And you know, if that's just kind of all you could do, and then you hope it works out, and it did. I love the role of the experienced one, of knowing everyone on the team and understanding how the whole system works and how this game is played. The gold medal rider, I mean, it's fun when you win, so that makes it feel all worthwhile, but I gotta say, it does give me a little bit of stress going into that. It's really nice to have Cristiano, because he's done so many of them, that it gives me confidence going in, no matter who I'm against, that I can probably keep up to them. Yeah, this is such a beautiful horse show, and that ring is really, really lovely to ride in. My horses have all been here and competed last year, so yeah, should be no surprises. I was in the gold medal match here last year in September and was able to win that for our team and get us back into the running for the finals. We finished second in the end, but we made it an intense competition at the end based on what we were able to do here, really. They all worry me a little bit. Helios is, I think they're going to be chomping at the bit to get a win under their belt this week. So, I mean, I really go with the philosophy of put your best team together, come with your best horse, and let them come to us. Well, they asked who wanted to ride on the team. We have our group text message, and we found, you know, everyone was saying who was here and who wanted to ride, and I said I'm available, but you know, I'm available, but let's try to win. And so everyone else chimed in, and that's the plan, you know. So I am going to do it, and I'm going to do it with Cristiano, and the others are going to bring it.
Well, absolutely great to hear from Amy Miller there of Team iCandy, but it hasn't been their day to day. But what a performance from that team to take the win. These are just some pictures that, as you see, from Vancouver, from Thunderbird Show Park. And what a win it was for Team iCandy. An absolutely outstanding performance to get their season off to a flying start. It was also a great performance from the Crusaders and for the Trailblazers as well.
Of arena footing products in North America. Featuring a full line of footing products to fit any budget. From home arenas to prestigious events, like Major League Show Jumping, Premier Equestrian is the company to rely on.
Horse owners, trainers, and facility managers know the importance of good footing.
It supports the safety and conditioning of their equine athletes. Premier Equestrian understands this too. Call us at 800-611-6109 or look us up at premierequestrian.com.
It was incredible. Obviously we won, so it's always a good first time, but it was really such a great experience My team was so supportive. I was definitely nervous going in as I hadn't really jumped a 5-star competition before. But the horse I was riding, she was super experienced and she really took care of me. And it's such a fun event. I think everyone really comes together and supports each other. So it was definitely an incredible first time being on a major league team. I think mostly I just tried to keep myself calm and treat it like any other competition. I think you can get into trouble more when you try and think of it as such a big deal that you have to perform better and better than you normally do. I just tried to ride my best and try to ride like I normally do and stick to my normal plan and trust my trainer and the advice that she was giving me and trust my horse and how she was going to perform and just try and stay as relaxed as possible. She's incredible to train with. It's really nice because she's definitely been on the younger side, especially when I started training her. I think she must have been like 22 or 23. And she's also a girl, she likes similar horses to me, and so I find her very relatable. And she's also quite relaxed, which I think is good for me because it helps keep my nerves down. And she really believes in me, which I couldn't ask for anything more in a trainer. And being on a team with her was such a great experience. It was my first time being on a team with her. And it just was a lot of fun to get to work together. I've been training with her for a while now, so it was kind of great because I think we're also friends at this point as well as her training me and being someone I can look up to and a mentor. So it just was a great experience overall. I really look up to both Amy and Jess. They're so inspirational and they were so nice to me that it was a great experience overall. And I think in the sport it's really important because at the higher levels, it can be really male-dominated to have female role models as someone that's like a young woman myself. But they're both such just incredible riders, but also really great people, and they're so humble and kind, and they just were willing to offer such great advice to me that it was incredible.
Well, let's take a look around the course for round 2, the first of these jump-off rounds. We're going to tackle fences 1 and 2 in reverse straight away. So it's going to be fence 14 and then 15, which is 1 and 2 from round 1 in reverse. Then they're going to take a swift left-handed turn round to fence 5, being that big oxer in the middle of the arena. Then they have to make a snaking line through the middle of the arena, picking their way, picking the fastest line possible down to fence 8, that big up to height oxer there with the water tray underneath. Then it's a bit more of a gallop now, down to what was the triple combination. Now it's a double at 9, B and C. That's going to take quite some accuracy, quite some control there to make sure that those fences stay up. Then it's this crucial rollback to the wall to fence 10. Fence 10 is where they can really try to shave off some time. Perhaps they'll be going inside the arena decoration there. Then we'll be heading down to 11A, the first part of the double combination from round 1, before they have a bigger gallop again. The B element's been removed, and they'll go down to fence 12, which now has a plank on top. Stephen Wild will take us through the format for round 2.
Well, and there's the course of what's coming up for round 2. How does round 2 work? It's all about speed. This is the sprint element of the competition. And 2 riders from the team go in this stage of the competition. Where does the 3rd rider go? Well, they're kept for the next round. This one is about strategy, because the 4 teams go with 2 riders on each of the teams. Their times are combined. And the key here is to be in the top 2 in this round, because the top 2 go forward to the next round and compete for gold and silver in the following round if you're 3rd and 4th. Best you can can do is bronze. So they go in reverse order. So Team Helios will start us off. That'll see Carl Cook and Roberto Terran. It is Crusaders with Hallie Grimes and with Grant Sager for the team. And continuing that reverse order, it is Show Plus Northern Lights with Nikki Walker and with Ali Ramsey. And finally, Trelawney Trailblazers with Lily Keenan and Dara Kenny teaming up and leaving Connor Swale for that third and final round. Find your position, get your times here. Don't carry through to the next round, but it is about getting the fastest time in this round to be in #1 position, pole position for the final stage here as part of the speed test of round 2. 4 teams are in, 4 teams are out. The remaining teams include 2 in the top 3 in the championship at the moment. Trelawney Trailblazers in 3rd, Crusaders in 2nd as it stands, and we are also looking at the Show Plus Northern Lights, which are the team currently in 6th in the championship. So this could lead to some good points for them as well here. And it's their team manager's birthday. So Jacqueline, hopefully this one could come off you as well. Team Helios just on the cusp after that. Well, not great start to the season for them, but they came back last year. They won the first 3 stages and were really dominating. And now, well, it's a bit more of a battle, but Team Helios have a great opportunity here to get into the #1 spot. They're fighting. They're really getting dug in and giving themselves a chance to take home maximum points yet, but they've got to get past those other teams. But this team score from round 1 is now disappeared. It's back to 0, and it's about the speed element. So 3 seconds added for a fence down, and then their third rider comes back for that final stage. So for Team Helios, that's going to be Roberto Terran and Carl Cook to kick us off. They're coming down, they're getting ready. Here we go into round 2 of Major League Team Jumping.
Well, what a competition this has been already. Ed, this is not the lineup that we might have expected, but it's certainly going to be a competitive one. Team Helios, let's talk about them, because they are going to be first into the ring. They came forward in 4th place. Of course, now we forget the scores from round 1. It's a completely clean sheet, but they need to be above this cut line once again. They need to be in the top 2 if they're able to get a 1st or 2nd place finish. They're always competitive, but can they do it today?
The first round was a cliffhanger in this Premier Equestrian team competition for leg 2 of the Major League Series, and this pair, they're new, they're electric, and I think Carl Cook is going to get us off to an exciting start with this wonderful mare Caracol de la Roque first to jump.
Well, Carl Cook laid down fast clear for his team in round 1. His was the only clear of the team. Helios squeaking into the top 4, but some tricky performances from the other teams very much shook things up, let's say. But Carl Cook with Caracol de la Roque, first rider to tackle this course.
This mare, she's lightning quick. She probably won't hit a fence even at top speed. It's a very tight turn they carve back to find, but this is difficult, Hannah, between these 2 big oxes. It's a brilliant start from Carl.
Yeah, fantastic riding. This is a masterclass. Tackles the B and C elements of the triple combination. Now he's making a fast turn back. Oh, and he gets there. What a careful jumper this horse is.
Yeah, produced by Julien Paillard to the highest of levels of the World Championships last year. Carl Cook's got off to a brilliant start.
What a performance. The crowd are absolutely going wild for that in Traverse City. His score, his time is 40.36 seconds. Now remember, in round 2 and round 3, we add 3 seconds for a fence knocked down. So, nothing to add for Carl. 40.36 is his time, no seconds to add, no fences knocked down. But that's the way that it works, and so we'll have a combined time from the 2 riders. That will be the score that you will see on your standings graphic on the right-hand side of your screen. Roberto Terran Tafor is the 2nd rider in for Team Helios, and it really is a game of strategy in terms of who you pick for the first jump off and for the 2nd. Many teams are now picking their fastest riders even for the first jump off because they want to be able to be in the gold medal jump off. That'll get them in 1st or 2nd place.
2 mares for Helios, and this Irish sport horse mare BP Wakita. Roberto Tarantau first, got off to a really good start here as well. Not quite as quick, I don't think, as Carl Cook, but it's a really good round he's putting together as well. Great tight turn. No, it goes, Hannah. Brick out of the wall.
Yeah, brick out of the wall for him. That's going to add some to his time. But he sails the last 45.5 on the clock for Roberto Taran. 45.5, but that 40.36 for Carl Cook put them in a very, very competitive position indeed, including the fence down. Now adding the 3 seconds, Roberto Taran's score is 48.5. Tricky to see if that will get them into the gold medal jump off at this stage, but he absolutely went for it, and that's what they've got to do. So 85-86 is the combined score for Team Helios.
Yes, a waiting game for Helios. They will have been delighted to have qualified alone for this second round because they were on the cusp. They've got to wait and see.
Well, they were the winners here last year, and they were, of course, the winners of the overall season championship. But right now, Crusaders are hot on their heels. They're fielding Hallie Grimes and Grant Sager here in round 2. Hallie Grimes, a new rider for the team, but she will very much be looking to keep the fences up. She just had that 1 pole down in round 1, but of course we don't count that as a score.
So just 21 years of age, massive afternoon. Hallie Grimes has the first down, I think.
Yeah, pole down on the floor there. We'll bring you her times and her scores as soon as we have those. Crusaders really getting their campaign for 2023 off to a great start. Not necessarily the team you'd have picked off their 2022 performance, but a second place already. Now it'll be another top 4. Oh, well, Hallie Grimes just doesn't quite get the shot that she wants to the final fence. We'll confirm her score, her time for you as soon as we have it. It's looking like 55.08 for Hallie Grimes. And so the Crusaders are doing everything they can to keep ahead of Team Helios, but once Team Helios get into these speed rounds, if you like, these 2 jump-off rounds, they're pretty tricky to beat. So 55.08 is on the board for Hallie Grimes as Grant Sager comes in to take the baton.
Yes, and to get ahead of the total of Helios, he'd have to go in about 33 seconds. So it's a tall order here for Grant Sager. Yogi FLP is away, makes a good start, clean start, importantly.
Yeah, so that is a pretty tall order, but Yogi FLP is a pretty quick horse. He's good on the turns for Grant, but could Hallie's round have opened the door to the Trelawney Trailblazers and to the Northern Lights?
Just nudged a brick at the wall, but I think it stayed. But that hasn't, I'm afraid.
Grant Sager then rounding out his round. It's going to be 46.73. So we'll add that to the 55.08. It's not going to be as fast as Team Helios, but they did everything they could.
Yes, 101.81 is the team total for our second of our 4 teams in this Premier Equestrian second round. 101 for the Crusaders. fact, the score is amended to 107.81. That is now the confirmed score. Apologies for the amendments.
Yes, just there including some fences for Hallie Grimes. But it's now the turn of the Show Plus Northern Lights, the team who were thwarted by time in 2022 several times. It's not been a problem for them yet in this competition. They are in the top 4 and they're looking for a space in the top 2. They're looking to be above that cut line once again. So the Northern Lights, their first rider here is Nicole Walker.
The Canadian national champion in 2018, trying to get Show Plus Northern Lights into the gold medal round. It's a good start. Angles out over 5 the Oxa.
Nicole not necessarily going for the speed as much as some of the riders that we've seen before. This isn't at the pace of the likes of Carl Cook. However, I think that may be one of the fastest rounds we'll see in this second round. Well, or out of the whole competition, I would think. Great shot to the last for Nicole Walker. She stops the clock in 48.43 seconds. It's a good time. It's the second best score that we have had so far. Carl Cook, the best of the second round riders so far, but Nicole Walker gives us a clear, but crucially it's 48.43. You may just notice there as well that the total for Team Helios has just been updated. It's 88.86 for them, 107.81 for the Crusaders, and the total score so far for the Show Plus Northern Lights is 48.43.
So Nicole Walker was a steady clear round, but this, the more experienced partnership for the Northern Lights, and Ali Ramsey gets away with Bonita van Het Kaiserhoff Z. Expect a quicker round here, Hannah.
Yes, absolutely. We do expect a quicker round for Ali. In order to keep above the Crusaders, she'd need to be faster than 59.38. But I think she'll be trying to get them into the top spot. Trying to beat Team Helios into second. She'd need to be faster than 40.43 seconds in order to do that.
Exactly, she'd have to be similarly paced to Carl Cook. 40.36 was his time. And that's eclipsed now, so good round from Ali Ramsey, but won't be getting ahead of Helios.
Yeah, but a great result, a great round for her. 45.67, so it gives them a total of 94.1. 45.67. It's still a pretty good time, Ed, but I think we may see the Trelawney Trailblazers going for the time as well. They actually have 3 very fast riders. They've chosen to save Connor Swale for the medal jump-off, and it's going to be down to Dara Kenny and Lily Keenan to try to get them into that crucial gold medal jump-off. So Dara comes forward here with Sheik. Sheik, he's the rider to tackle this jump-off course first for the Trailblazers, and of course they were the only team to keep a clean sheet in round 1.
Yeah, we thought the door was open for Eye Candy in the first round, and they, I'm afraid, did not manage to push it in their direction or in their favour. So will it be the same for the Trelawney Trailblazers? You would think not, but we will see. 94.1 seconds of Northern Lights to beat to get into the final gold medal third round.
Dara Kenny, a rider known for speed. He's known for his very efficient lines and his good turns. And that's definitely something that would suit this course. Takes the angle there.
Sorry, Hannah, this horse about 3 years. He's just learnt the buttons for this big stallion. Big ground covering stride as well. Dara Kenny's motoring.
Yeah, he is motoring, but it's efficient, isn't it? It's the smooth turns. It's not wasting any time. And he's actually going a little bit wider than some turns that we've seen back to the wall, but he's keeping the pace up, and that's what's crucial.
Now this is very fast here from Derek Kenny as he comes down to the last fence. He won the Cabana Coast 5-star qualifier yesterday, and that's a very good round indeed.
Oh, great round. It's 45.77. 45.77. It's going to be actually the third fastest round that we've had. So it's going to be a good start for the Trelawney Trailblazers. We'll do a quick bit of maths for you to see what it would take to get them into the top spot. Lily Keenan needs to come home in around about 43 seconds in order to knock Team Helios off the top. However, there's plenty more space to get them, or a little bit more space to get them ahead of the Northern Lights. So it's,
I think, about 49 seconds to get ahead of Northern Lights here for Lily Keenan.
yeah. So it's looking good. It's looking promising.
Well, number 30 is up and running to try and put Connor Swale into a gold medal jump-off match for the Trelawney Trailblazers. Good start for this pair.
Oh, she's very quick down here. Again, keeps it very smooth. Angles through the double.
20 seconds just about on the turn here. Hannah to nudge ahead of the Northern Lights.
Great performance. Lily Keenan, 47.64 is her time. And that's going to give a combined score for the Trailblazers of 93.41. So they will be in that gold medal jump-off. The Trailblazers will certainly go one better than their score, or than their placing in Vancouver. They'll be in the top two, and they're going to go up against Team Helios, last year's season champions and the winner of this competition last year. Let's have a look at that medal round and the matchups that will be taking place.
Yes, thank you, team. And we are going into that final round. So how did that play out? Well, it looks like this. The Trailblazers still blazing a trail just about at this point, but it was Helios that fought back there. We said they could get themselves back in the game at 88.86 for the fastest of the group. So what happens in this round is the top two teams go against each other for gold and silver. Helios back in the game. Very good chance here. And they're going to be up against the Trelawney Trailblazers. 93.41 from them. Just a little behind that was Northern Lights at 94.10. And that means that they go into the round. They will go the first two teams because it'll be Northern Lights against the Crusaders. Now, the best they can do from that group, the Crusaders and the Northern Lights, is finish in third. The key there, as we said all along, was getting the strategic position, getting into the right spot for the third and final round, and one rider goes for the team this time around. So we'll go in reverse order of those, and so it'll be the Crusaders with Callie Schott going for them, with Garant, the winning combination of the 5-star Grand Prix here last year. And for the Show Plus Northern Lights, Sean Jobin and Darius will be into play for the Canadian-dominated team there as well. And so then for Helios against the Trelawney Trailblazers, well, it's going to be the Trailblazers to be first out, with Connor Swale, a top 10 rider, to go out for them, with Castellano. And also for Helios, well, they're not holding back either, as they send out World Championship rider Erin Ballard for their squad to go last of this group as well. So reverse order of those four teams, two going for the bronze, that's the best they can do, and two going for gold. And the key here is for Helios, because after that 8th place in Vancouver, we said a little earlier on, it was a chance here to get big points, get back against the championship, and of course with Eye Candy as the first winner of the season out of this round, it's a chance to really flip the tables very early on for Helios to get them back, closing up on the Eye Candy squad as well, to keep it tight between those two. those two teams who so far through the 2 seasons have been traditionally very, very close indeed. So getting ready for that final round. Again, it's seconds added. Fastest one will beat the other, and almost set to go into the third and final round of this Major League team jumping. Will Helios pull it off?
Well, that is the question. Whether Helios can pull off a win and fight back against Eye Candy's win in leg 1. So it's down to the bronze medal matchup first here. Ed, we have the Show Plus Northern Lights against the Crusaders. We've got Sean Jobin going up against Callie Schott. Who's your money on for third place?
I think I'm going to go for Callie Schott, Hannah, but I never discount Sean Jobin. He's a brilliant Canadian, so I think it's going to be hotly contested. Yes, a bronze medal match, but either of those two are going to sort of be even money, I would say. But I'm going to go with Callie Schott.
Yeah, I think you are on the money there, because, you know, she was the winner of the 5-star Grand Prix here with this horse in the past. Crusaders will be first in, as they finished in 4th place in round 2. So it's also all about getting into the best position possible for the next round. Once again, we discount the scores from round 2, and once again, a pole down means 3 seconds added to the time. Last year, the Crusaders finished 4th here, and the Northern Lights finished 3rd. So we have the exact same teams in the bronze medal matchup as we did here last year at this particular leg. Crusaders finished 4th there, as I say, and the Northern Lights finished 3rd. So the question is, can they reverse that today?
Callie Schott with this brilliant Garant, who was produced by BZ Madden, no less, up into 2021 to get the bronze medal match for this premier equestrian team competition. Leg 2 of the Major League Show Jumping Series here at Traverse City started.
Last year, the Crusaders finished on the podium 3 times. If they can finish in 3rd, of course, that would be a 2nd podium in only 2 legs for this year. So it would be interesting there. She's quite steady on the pace here.
Yeah, it's a conservative start from Callie Schott. I'm starting to doubt my money's wisdom at the moment, Hannah. It's conservative.
Yeah, she looks very much like she's going for the careful clear here. Perhaps banking on the careful jumping of Garant. She wants to keep a clean sheet. She's already at 40 seconds as she makes the turn back to the wall. He's a big striding horse. And she's using him well to cover the ground. It is clean for jumping, and it's clean to the last as well, but it's not the fastest. It really is not the fastest round. So it's 59.65 for Callie Schott. She's taken it a little bit steady there. She's left the door open for Sean Jobin.
Yeah, it's a very interesting call from Callie Schott, because I think Sean can just come in a gear quicker and maybe risk a fence or 2 down even and still beat the time. We will see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, we saw in round 2 that we've seen riders with a fence or even a couple of fences, as you say, down and come back with a faster time than Callie's. So Sean Jobin now for the Show Plus Northern Lights. He's the final rider for them. He's the one tasked with trying to get them the 3rd place. It could be a repeat of 3 and 4 here from last year. So Sean with Darius has got a task on his hands, but arguably the door is open to him. It's a podium finish that they're going for here.
So 59.65 for Sean Jobin, owner and chief trainer of the Double Clear Company, based out of Foxridge Farms in Florida and in Ohio. Not easy necessarily, because he knows, yeah, I'll try and jump a clear round, but just go a little bit quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he, you know, I think as we were saying earlier, he's actually the rider who rode on more legs of the Major League team series in 2022 than any other. So he very much knows this format. He is very familiar with it. The Northern Lights, however, this was their best result in 2022. It was actually the only time they finished in the top 4, and their only podium finish, therefore. So Sean, as a stalwart of the Northern Lights, will, I'm sure, be thrilled already with this. Finished in 6th place in Vancouver, so it's a chance to pick up some valuable points. If they can get into 3rd, they will move themselves up the season standings. He does look faster than Cali Shot here to me.
Yeah, he's certainly a gear quicker, and I think he's got 3 seconds, if not 1 or 2 more in his pocket, ahead of Cali. Yeah, he's going to batter the time, Hannah. He's going to knock it out of the park. He can knock this fence into the lake alongside and still be quicker.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he needed to do. There was no question in Sean Jobin's mind that he could clinch the 3rd place for the Show Plus Northern Lights. So with a time of 50.36 seconds, he has sealed 3rd place. It's going to be a repeat from from last year for 3 and 4. Sean Jobin, 50.36 seconds. We may see faster times than that in the gold medal jump off. That's what's coming up next. It's 3rd for Show Plus Northern Lights and 4th for the Crusaders now.
Well, getting set for the final stage here, and well, we've seen the bronze medal there decided between those 2 teams, and with the Northern Lights there taking the bronze, but it still leaves that battle to come for those top 2 teams yet. Team Helios and also with the Trailblazers there with Conasuel Castellano, and then with Erin Ballard and Narcotique. 2 riders that have gone through to top championships. They've got all the credentials here to face off for a big finish here today. In a case, it's going to be a lot on the line. Team Helios going to pick up some good points regardless, because the worst you can be at this point is 2nd, and that is why it is putting it all on the table at this stage. And that's what's so fun about this competition as well, because there is really very little to lose at this point. You just go for it. You just go and take a run and see where you get. Now, again, a bit of strategy here, because you've got 2 riders to go. The first one will really want to put the pressure on, put the screws on that rider that's going to go 2nd, really lay down a time that makes you, just forces you maybe out of your comfort zone, but we'll see what they can do. But these are 2 world-class riders that are going into the final stage of this Major League team jumping here in Traverse City. The bronze medal is decided, but the gold and the silver is still very much up for grabs with these 2 teams. And of course, this just stage 2 of this series, 10 stages and all, that takes us all across America and to Canada and to Mexico as well. And the next 2 stages coming up in Canada too, but already seeing a potential flip around of those scores from Vancouver on that first stage. So we are set for a terrific battle to conclude here, and it is going to be the Trelawney Trailblazers with Conasuel, one of the fastest riders around, with Castellano, and he has got to set the pace for Erin Ballard to beat World Championship Canadian rider with Narcotique. That built it up for this final stage. Good luck to them both. We're nearly there for the conclusion here in Traverse City of Major League Jumping.
Well, what a matchup we have, and as Stephen says there, it's just an amazing lineup that we have. It's going to be Conasuel against Erin Ballard here. Erin will be going first. Connor will be going first for the Trelawney Trailblazers, riding Castellano. Trailblazers, who finished in 3rd place in Vancouver. They will go at least 1 better. They will be 1st or 2nd here. And, you know, again, as we've just heard, this is when you go for it. You will be 1st or 2nd, whatever happens. Even if Conasuel has really a bad day here, he will still seal 2nd place for his team. But he is a man once again known for speed, and this is a great horse for him to partner Ed.
Yes, the Trelawney Trailblazers guaranteed a brilliant start to the Major League season, having been 3rd in Thunderbird Vancouver. Conasuel, a new ride for him this season, But he's just come back from Dinard, the 5-star show in France, had 2 5-star wins. And I think, yes, fireworks anticipated.
Yeah, he's off to a flying start here. The Trailblazers want a win. A third and a first would put them at the top of the season standings for sure. Team Helios always competitive, but with their 8th in Vancouver, they wouldn't be at the top of the tree.
This is very good from Connor Swale. The world number 10 comes down to the Major League double combination. Castorano is well through there. How tight does he dare turn?
Interestingly, he really went for the foot speed, for the pace early on. He just eases off the pace slightly for the turn. Now he's picking it up again. He knows what he's doing here. Uses his body to balance. Gets there at the last. It's 45.89. It is the fastest time we've seen so far in the medal jump-offs, but that's what we would have expected. Connor Swale lays it all on the line, leaves it all in the arena and puts the pressure on Aaron Ballard. What a great round for him.
Yes, I think a pretty much perfect round from Connor Swale. He didn't risk anything, but he's put a lot of pressure on. Absolutely perfect judgment from Connor Swale.
Well, with a win here in this arena already this week under his belt, he knows the arena well, he knows the ground well, and of course his horse. Well, Aaron Ballard is our final rider to go, and the final rider in this gold medal matchup. She's riding Narcotique van het Dingensoff. She is now on the Helios squad, and she's making her mark already. Her teammates have got her into this position. Teammates, of course, being Carl Cook and Roberto Turan. She had a couple of fences down in round 1, but she's such an experienced competitor, a great jump-off rider, and the score, the time to beat, is 45.89.
Yes, Narcotique van het Dingensoff is a very quick horse, and Aaron Ballard has set off at a storming rate. I think similar here to Connor Swale. Turns back to the oxer, angles out over it beautifully. This must be very close, Hannah. No.
Yeah, but the pace has just caused her to have that fence. Oof. Oh, and a brick out of the wall. Oh, Erin, this is not what she would have wanted. She went for the time, though. She went for it on the pace. Sails the last, so stops the clock in 42.71, but I think we need to add 6 to that. We'll just confirm the score for you. Yes, indeed it is. It's 48.71 for Aaron Ballard. 48.71 is not enough, and so she hands the win to the Trelawney Trailblazers. The 2 fences down add her the 6 seconds, so it's going to be a win for the Trelawney Trailblazers. Second place, though, for Team Helios. Quite the improvement from leg 1.
Extraordinary speed from Aaron Ballard, 42.71, but the 6 seconds, I'm afraid, do hand victory to the Trelawney Trailblazers.
What a start for that team. The Trailblazers come forward with 2 podium finishes already in just 2 legs. Here's the man who clinched that victory for them. Taking quite the relaxed canter around the ring is Connor Swale, the man of the hour, the gold medal winning rider here. Lots of appreciation from the crowd in Traverse City. He's the winning rider. The Trelawney Trailblazers are the winning team. Oh, what a great performance. Absolutely incredible lineup for the Trailblazers as well. I think, you know, plenty of people would have been having an eye on them, and despite Team Helios going for being as competitive as possible, they just couldn't clinch the top spot. So at this stage last year, they already had 2 wins, but no wins yet for them in 2023.
It was just very clever from Connor Swale. He went quick enough to put the pressure on Aaron Ballard. That was really, really good judgment from the Irishman.
Yeah, fantastic judgment. I mean, amazing riding in that jump-off round. For Connor Swale, it was an unbeatable performance. So here's the final results for you then. Usually, actually, we do have a kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, even though, you know, it was Northern Lights versus Crusaders and Trailblazers versus Helios, but the times really do increase down the top 4. So, Trailblazers are the winners. Team Helios come second. The Northern Lights finish in 3rd place and the Crusaders finish in 4th. So Team Helios cannot replicate their win here from last year, but they have added valuable points to their season tally. The Trailblazers will be at the top of the season standings after that performance. But let's hear from Team Helios.
Yes, Erin Ballard. Well, it was close. You started off with a blazing pace.
You know, it's an all or nothing format. The worst I could have been is second, and when you're chasing Connor Swale, you really have to run. And I said to Alon before I walked in, 1 down, I'm still going to go fast because anything goes. And actually, if I had kept it to 1 down, we would have won. A little disappointing at the wall, but I still came home strong. And like I said, the worst that we can be is second, and it wasn't for lack of speed to trying to win.
But that's quite the fun of it, isn't it? Because you can really put, you know, he put the pressure on you to start with, and so you go, okay, I know my target.
Yeah, and that's the strategy of the class. They put the strongest 2 almost in the second round, and Roberto and Carl basically secured 1st or 2nd for the team, and I did my best for the win, but we end up 2nd, and that's a pretty strong comeback from where we were in Vancouver, and big things to come.
Yeah, 8th place in Vancouver, back up to 2nd place here, as you say. It's a good bounce back for the team. You'd be happy with that?
Thrilled, and I think that we have such a good team, and we bring so much to each other. In fact, I even brought my jacket to Carl in the 2nd round. I said maybe he needs to wear it from now on.
He can fit it, which is great. Erin, well done. Team in 2nd place will come to our winners in just a moment. Let's recap that winning round.
Thank you.
Oh, here we go then. It's Connor Swale's winning round. What a performance this was. Ed, there wouldn't be anywhere you would have changed this performance.
No, it was perfect. He just went quick enough to keep the pressure firmly on. He didn't go for bust out there either, but it was so cool, such clean lines he rode. And they're a new combination as well, which makes this win all the more impressive with the identical team that they started with at Thunderbird. So maybe they've benefited from match practice.
Yeah, the only team to replicate the exact same 3 riders from leg 1 to leg 2, but it's very much paid off for them. Fantastic, fantastic performance. We're going to hear from Connor Swale in just a moment. Stephen Wild is standing by to hear from the man of the hour.
Well, with the winning rider from that point of view, Connor Swale, you were just watching that back. You were giving your own bit of analysis to how you performed.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good round. Thankfully, I put enough pressure on Erin today that we got the win, which is the most important thing. You know, my horse jumped great. He's quite green there. You can see a few of those turns we got a little stuck, but again, that's why we're here. I think my horse will learn a lot from these competitions. They're big classes, meter 50 now, and yeah, I was very pleased with the day and very pleased that we got a good win for the Trailblazers.
Castorano stepping up nicely as well for you into these big competitions. We know you've got a good string of horses behind you.
Yeah, I do. I'm lucky enough to have a number of horses that are going extremely well at the moment. And yeah, listen, we had a good team today. You know, with Lily and Dara doing a great job getting us into the top 2, and thankfully we have great backups as well. So thankfully, hopefully we'll keep going strong.
Well, so far you've been 1st and 3rd of those 2 stages of Major League so far this season. It's a pretty good start.
Good start, yeah, it's a good start, you know, but we've got to keep pressing.
Got to keep pressing. Connor, top 10 rider in the world as well. Great to have you with us. Well done today.
Thanks, Steve. Thank you.
Good job to Connor Swale. We're getting ready for the presentation, and our leading team, well done to them here, because it is the Trelawney Trailblazers that bring it home here in Traverse City.
Yes, a win for the Trelawney Trailblazers. Connor Swale just catching his breath there. And interesting to hear him talk about his round and very much praising the horse there.
Yes, got a wonderful string. It was so good to watch from Connor Swale, but what a horseman. And another man who's aiming for the European Championships in Milan in August.
Yeah, what a fantastic performance. As you say, great horseman as well. But here they are, the winning team. What a lineup. Lily Keenan, Dara Kenny, Connor Swale. And this is exactly what they did in Vancouver as well. You know, they selected Dara Kenny and Lily Keenan for the first jump off, if you like, the second round. Those two very fast riders to make sure that they put their third rider, Connor Swale, in the very best position, put him into the gold medal jump off, and that's what they did in Vancouver. That's what they tried to do in Vancouver, but they got into the bronze jump off, but they've managed to do it here, and they've gone better than their third place. Now a first and a third, they will be at the top of the overall season standings. The start to the season couldn't have gone better for this team.
Yes, Trelawney Trailblazers immaculate here at Traverse City. They've certainly sent out a loud warning shot to the other teams for this Major League season to say we are here to try and win the entire season. That was a brilliant performance from Dara Kenny, Connor Swale and Lily Keenan.
Well, here we are then. Here's the team standings as they are. The Trailblazers now lead the way with 32 points. Crusaders have had a couple of excellent performances to be in second place now. Eye Candy are still in third, so despite that tricky performance today, their win at leg one has still seen them be near the top of the tree. Team Helios about middle of the pack in fifth, and Team KPF are trailing at the bottom of the pile with 10 points, but there's a gap between the Trailblazers and the Crusaders. 7 points separates them, and we'll be bringing you leg three in just a couple of weeks' time to see if the Trailblazers can extend that or not. Plenty more to come. What a day.
Thank you very much. And yes, we're coming to that presentation in just a moment. But for those of the broadcast, wrapping things up for a big day here of what's been exciting stuff for the team. We're back tomorrow for the Grand Prix as well. But we saw Helios moving up to fifth in the championship. And we see the Trelawney Trailblazers at the top of the championship so far. But we're only two done out of all of those rounds yet to come. We're going to be heading to Canada next, to Toronto in just a week or so's time. And then on to Ottawa as well. So a lot could change in that time. We're already seen a good move around for the squads. Team KPF, though, have got to get themselves off the bottom. They've got a very good opportunity over the next two rounds because they went well there last year too. But the Trailblazers are blazing a trail here in Traverse City. And from all of us that have been joining throughout, thank you for joining us for this second stage of Major League Jumping.
Paddle Antrim is a non-profit organization working to protect northern Michigan's amazing lakes and rivers by connecting people to them through paddle sports. They proudly host the Chain of Lakes Water Trail and invite you to explore the over 100 miles of trail, including small lakes in the Caribbean blue waters of Torch and Elk Lakes. Join them all summer long for classes and events out on the water, including the Paddle Antrim Festival. Learn more by visiting their booth today or check out their website at paddleantrim.com.
Presenting to our featured charities, Paddle Antrim. One of our featured charities there, Paddle Antrim's mission is to protect our water resources by using paddle sports to connect people our waterways through stewardship education